Do you want to know the keys to being a successful real estate listing agent? I'm not talking about a buyer's agent. I only work with listing agents in my coaching program called the Listing Collective. Chris Stafford here, 30-year listing agent. I'm still selling in the trenches, so I know what works and what doesn't. And here are the keys to being a successful listing agent in this crazy market that we have right now in the United States. There is so much uncertainty. There's so much craziness happening with the economy, with politics, and different views people have, and all of that doesn't matter for a top listing agent, because I'm going to tell you what you need to do to combat any what I call trust recession that we have in the country, and forget about all the other noise that's out there. So here's the keys. One is you have to stay above the noise. You cannot watch the news. You cannot let the news and everything around what's going on in the country right now bother you, number one. Number two, you have to address your health and your mindset. Every time I talk about mindset, everybody rolls their eyes, and what does that have to do with being a success? Let me tell you, it has everything to do with being a successful listing agent, a successful, happy person in life. If you don't have the mindset, if you're not working out, eating well and eating healthy, if you're not journaling, meditating like I do, praying, whatever it is that brings you peace and brings you solace and brings you back to your center, that is the key to being a listing agent right there, okay? And I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I am not talking BS. If you're not addressing your health and your mindset every single day, well, it's going to be an uphill battle for you. There's no doubt about it. Next thing, you have to have a plan. You have to have a vision of where you see yourself going. There's a great book called 10X is Easier Than 2X by Dr. Benjamin Hardy, who talks about having a really big, hairy, audacious goal and make that goal happen right away. If you want to be selling 100 houses a year and you want to take 10 years to do it in 2 years. What do you have to do to make that happen in 2 years? And there's ways that you can make that happen. Get on a call with me and I'll tell you all about it. But you have to have a vision for your business. You have to have goals for your business, and you have to have a marketing strategy, and you have to have a tight schedule that you really deal with block time and the whole 9 yards. And you know what all those things are called? It's called a business plan. You have to get all this down on paper, because successful entrepreneurs and business people have a vision, they have goals, they have strategies, they have a tight schedule, and they have all of that written down on a business plan. You also, to be one of the keys as a listing agent, is you have to have at least 3 different streams of listings. All right, become a master at those 3 streams. So I don't care, what it is that you like to do. In the Listing Collective, that is my total job, is to customize marketing strategies for you to find listings that you're going to enjoy doing it. But whether you use me or not, find different strategies like calling your SOI, your sphere of influence, working, get things that they're going to bring you listings right away. I call them high impact listings, high impact marketing strategies. Whether that's working expireds, do you like to do that? Do you like to knock on doors? Believe it or not, there are some people that like to do that. Do you like to call out of area owners? Do you like to join boards? There's so many different ways that you can get listings that don't cost any money. And I certainly do not recommend you buying listing leads. I am totally against that. For those of you that have seen any of my videos, you know that buying listing leads is a total waste of money. It dramatically cuts into your commission income and your profit and loss. And generally speaking, I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of real estate agents. I don't really know any real estate agents that are getting really good pre-qualified sellers from spending thousands of dollars for listing leads. So don't do it. But come up with 3 different ways that you like to do, that you enjoy doing, and then become a master at those 3 things. That's really the key, I think, is don't subscribe to the shiny object syndrome. I really don't. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself, but you really want to just focus on those 3 marketing strategies, and you should be doing that 80% of the time. 80% of your day is finding listings. That's your job. I just had a great coaching call with a new coaching client of the Listing Collective. And one of the things we were talking about is the fact that I think a lot of real estate agents go into this business thinking, you know, I don't really have to be a salesperson. All these listings are just going to drop on my lap like manna from heaven. Yeah, right. The successful listing agents are the ones that are subscribing to these things that I'm talking about right now. Find those 3 things for you and make that happen. Get another key, become an amazing listing presentation guru. Have a super tight listing presentation. Know exactly what you're going to say. Practice your objection handlers. Every single thing from can you lower your commission to I have to talk it over with my spouse to blah, blah, blah. There's so many objections, but guess what? Most of the objections that sellers are going to give you, you could probably count on one hand, okay? Most of the objections you're going to hear in different ways, different forms and fashions, but it's the same objection. So study those objection handlers, and they're all over the internet. I give them as part of my listing collective. Make sure that you're on top of those objection handlers, but have a super tight listing presentation. In my presentation, I teach how to do listing presentations in 30 minutes or less to get sellers to sign. That is really key. I think the next thing that is a key, if you're going to be a listing agent, and you're really going to commit to being a listing agent, well, then have strategies that involve increasing your average sales price. I have always thought of ways that I can increase my average sales price because, you know, selling an expensive home is just as easy as selling an inexpensive home. So be strategic about it. There's a lot of different ways that we teach in the collective on how to increase your average sales price. Co-list with another agent. Hang out where wealthy people hang out. I mean, those are just a couple ways that you can certainly do it. Excuse me. But it's really important that you're really strategic about this, because a lot of times, and myself included, when I first went into real estate back in 1937, I pretty much just took listings, whatever listing just sort of fell on my lap. I wasn't strategic at all about working with sellers, working with buyers, working with high end. So it's really important that you develop strategies. I can certainly help you if you want. Develop strategies to get the average sales price in your business up. That's super important. Another thing that's really important too, and that is really watch your expenses. If you don't know how to get listings, hit me up. If you don't know how to get listings without spending money, hit me up. I'll give you like 22 different ways that you can get listings without spending money. And the most important thing is I think that real estate agents who don't know how to get listings throw money at problems. And they just spend all kinds of wild money. I can't imagine how many agents that I've talked to over the years that spend money. I call it ego spends. You know, when you're having all these lifestyle pictures and all these marketing brochures, and you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars just to stroke your ego, vanity, you know, call what it is. Or buying listing leads. I know one guy that spent over $5,000 a month that was in my program, and we got him off that. And he became a really successful listing agent without spending all that money. So keep track of your expenses, number one. So for instance, in my business, my expenses are about 22% of my gross commission income. That's really good. So I have a high profit margin, which makes a lot of sense. It's not how much money that you make, it's how much money are you going to keep. So make sure that you're not spending tons of money on staff and VAs. And I mean, sure, they can make sense if you're watching your profit margin. So that's super key. But the second component of this whole thing about watching your expenses is taking your extra commission and making sure that you're saving it and investing it in a wise manner. What should you invest in? I don't know. Whatever you invest in, I would suggest to you, invest in things that are going to make you excited, okay? Like for instance, I talked to my investment advisor about the stocks and bonds that I own. I think we talk quarterly. I mean, my eyes glaze over. I know that I should have stocks and bonds, which I do as part of my overall portfolio, but I don't like uh, talking about it. I hire a guy that is super good at his job and loves doing what he does and is making me money doing it. But if you don't like investments in bonds, then find what do you do like. For me, it was real estate. To me, it's a natural transition because we are real estate agents and we know real estate. So, having rental properties and becoming a landlord, if you will, investing in real estate to me was something that is going to make you wealthy, okay? Because you can have a great lifestyle as a real estate agent, but isn't going to make you wealthy. The key is what you do with your extra money, and make sure you pay yourself first. And that is one of the things we talk about in the Listing Collective as well. Not only how you can invest your money, but how you can keep track of your money in a way that's super easy and it's really beneficial to you because you're going to pay yourself first and invest in yourself first. So these are just some of the ways, some of the keys, if you will, that you have to address as a top listing agent. If you're not addressing these things on a daily basis, then I don't see how you're going to become a successful real estate agent. Or if you are, you're going to make it a lot more difficult for yourself. And it just so happens, these are some of the key points that we talk about in the Listing Collective. So if you want more information about the Listing Collective and working with me personally one-on-one, definitely jump on a call with me. Hit the button around this video, the link, whatever it is, and jump on, listen to my free masterclass, get on a call with me, and let's really rock 2025 and make 2025 the best year of your real estate business.